This video is sponsored by Skillshare.
Hey guys, it's Alyssa from alyssanalani.com. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I just wanted to show you guys a little bit of how I'm getting ready for the second quarter of 2021. So I've just gone through the spring refresh in my Powersheets. I'm currently going through and setting up my full focus planner, which is a quarterly planner. I'm getting it all set up for April, May, and June. And I'm not going to go through all of the details and all of the setup because it would make for just a long and tedious video. I'm already recording this really late at night, so I just don't have time to do a really long video. But I did just kind of want to share what I've got going on and how I am just kind of, moving forward in my progress of my goals for the year. So let's first talk a little bit about Powersheets and the refresh process. I have gone through and answered the prompts. I have written down my master list for the second quarter. It's really largely the same as far as what I've chosen, what I had chosen at the beginning of the year for my goals, based on the refresh and evaluation and the checking in and progress evaluation. I decided that based on how the first quarter went, that I would take a few of my goals and reword them a little bit. So my goals are fairly general in nature, the way they're worded, because I have sort of like mini goals within them, right? So throughout the year, I'm kind of working on mini goals for the large goals that I've set for the entire year. And I don't want to ramble too much about this, but basically, I decided because I am refreshing for another 90-day period, how can I be a little bit more specific in some areas that I was struggling with? So for instance, nurture my marriage is one of my goals, and I know what that means, and I know how to sort of pursue that, and I had no problem with that. Same thing with making my house a home, cultivating relationships. Those I had no problem with the generality or the nature of the general nature of how I worded them. However, this goal here, I reworded it. It was originally pursue Jesus relentlessly. And I liked the way it was worded. It was very sort of active in nature, but it was still very general. And in the first quarter, I think I sort of overwhelmed myself to do too much in that sort of bucket or area of my life. So for second quarter, I am being more specific in how I approach it. And I'm saying, study my Bible and pray intentionally. So not that I wasn't pursuing that at the first quarter, but now these are like the two things that I'm focusing on mainly in the second quarter. Same thing with the second goal. I had originally said that I wanted to take care of my mind and body. That was a self-care goal. For the second quarter, I just want to focus on moving my body. I'm fairly sedentary as a blogger, as a content creator, so I do a lot of sitting. And so I need to be more intentional about moving my body more often in good and healthy ways. So exercising, working out, going out and taking walks, all these kinds of things. So just really this process has given me the opportunity to evaluate and to take stock and see how I wanted to move forward. And in this case, just how I wanted to word these goals. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and ink these. As you can see, they're in pencil. I'm going to go ahead and ink them. And then we're going to move forward and talk a little bit about what I've got going on in my full focus planner. So I'm going to fast forward this and get this inked to the page. Here we go. Okay, so I'm usually like really concerned with my handwriting and I like overthink it, but this time around I just like let it go and just wrote what I felt like writing as far as my lettering and so forth. So, anyway, so here are my goals. Another change that I did make with goal number 7, originally I had said I wanted to grow my business, which is still something that I'm pursuing and something I'm working on. However, again, just kind of shifting a little bit, being a little bit more specific in how I want that to, how I want to pursue that. I decided to, for this quarter, focus on serving my community, which is something that is always on my mind and always a priority for me. But just again, just that little shift, that little perspective, that little being a bit more specific, um, the way I am sort of problem solving and approaching certain things really need to be centered around serving my community. I'm kind of going through some shifts and changes in my business and sort of what I want to work on. And so that was just another change that I wanted to be intentional about the second quarter. So um, I am going to erase this because this looks kind of messy. So I will erase that. I won't do it on camera though because it's going to take a while, and I'll have a bunch of eraser. What do you call that? What do you call the leavings? The shade. It's not shavings, but the little leavings from an eraser. What do you call that? Somebody let me know in the comments. Okay, so let's talk about full focus here. So I do have a video linked in the description if you want to see a flip through of a blank full focus planner because I did jazz this one up. I added some scrapbooking paper here on the side. I tipped in a piece of vellum with some stickers on it. I got this little journaling card with a happy list on it that I'm kind of filling out. I threw stickers on the, what do you call that, the flyleaf or the front page here. I wanted to add some color and some fun. I added these florals on the nameplate, just covering up my personal information. And then I also added washi on the sides to mark different sections. So I have this washi going on to mark the different months because it doesn't do that for you. It's a weekly planner, and you just kind of go through the weeks by number. So there's these numbers here at the top. That signify which week you're on, and then you have to date it yourself. So I went through and I counted the weeks and then marked where the next month starts. And then I have a little washi here at the end here to mark off the list pages. And then I also added some scrapbooking paper and washi to the back pocket. So I did also go ahead and decorate my months. I just added a bunch of floral stickers, had some fun with that. You can see some kind of discoloration. This is whiteout because I had messed up on like lettering the month and I wasn't satisfied with how I did it. So I went ahead and just like whited out the entire like month sort of title lettering and the quote that they have here. Not because I didn't like it, but because I messed up and I just thought, well, why not just do the most on the decoration. So I whited out everything and then I just added floral to each month. I went ahead and set up my dates. I already have some things that needed to go in my months, so I was just kind of getting that set up. I also put page flags on each of my months so I can easily get to them. And then we have the rolling quarters. Again, these are just dates that I'm plopping in. This is for forward planning since you're not carrying your entire year with you. You can forward plan, or you can also put in what do you call that? Recurring dates, like birthdays and anniversaries and things like that. I can't think of what that's actually called, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm also working through my daily rituals and my ideal week. These are spreads that I have yet to finish. And then my key projects here, got it all decorated and set up. And then Monday the 29th is when I will begin. So what I need to work on are these goal details pages. Now, originally, what I did last quarter with my, this is my first quarter planner. She's looking so sad. Look at that. She got some water. Y'all, January, the beginning of the year, I made the idiot mistake of putting a water bottle in with my plant. Don't ever do that to yourself. It is just a tragic thing when it goes wrong. She sustained some serious water damage, and I just did not buy a new one because I needed to just use it. She's not a cheap planner, so I had to endure the water damage situation of my planner. But anyway, yeah, so just word to the wise, don't ever do that to yourself. You'll regret it. In my first quarter planner, I basically just took my goals in my Powersheets and transfer them over. But second quarter, I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to pick sort of the goals that are more heavily project oriented. They're all project oriented, but the ones that are more heavily project oriented, I'm going to choose those to put in my goal details pages. So I'm not going to move my body. I'm not going to put my marriage. I'm not going to put relationships. And I'm probably not going to put resources, steward my resources. I am going to put study and prayer. I'm going to put education and serving my community. Those are definitely going in my Powersheet. I'm sorry, in my planner. Maybe other ones, but definitely those. So let's go ahead and start with study my Bible and pray intentionally. I'm going to go ahead and ink that on the page. Man, inking is such, when you're first doing it, can be a little nerve-wracking because I'm always afraid I'm going to mess up. But you just got to do it. You just got to do it. Here we go. Y'all, I already messed up. That's not where it's supposed to go. So here, this is how we fix it. We take white out. I knew I was going to do that. Y'all, this is just real. Okay, this is what we're going to do. This is why I've got flowers all over my months. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take some washi. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay, I'm going to take some blue washi. This is tending tape, actually, from Cultivate. It's great. I didn't get any in 2020. I'm so glad I got some for 2021 because I love it. We're gonna take some tending tape and we're just gonna fix this. We're just gonna fix this because we made a mistake. All right. And I don't, of course, I don't. Oh, no, I do. Here we go. I thought I didn't have my X-Acto knife, but I do keep it in my pen case. If I could just locate it. Here we go. Y'all, keep one of these in your pen case. Okay. You never know when you're going to need it. So I'm just going to slice that. Score it. There we go. There we go. See? No harm, no foul. Okay. So, tending tape to the rescue. I'm going to set that over here. So, I'm pretty sure that you're just supposed to write the goal here. Y'all, it is 1 o'clock in the morning. My goodness. Mercy. My brain is starting to slow down. But this really was the only, this is the only time slot that I had to get this done. Study my Bible and pray intentionally. Okay. So is this an achievement goal or is it a habit goal? This is a habit goal. Okay, I'm actually gonna zoom you guys in just a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Here we go. Okay, so this is a spiritual goal. So that's the domain. All right, so key motivations would be, now this allows you to rank them, so in importance. There really isn't sort of a hierarchy there isn't a hierarchy of importance here in this case, at least for me. I want to grow. Let's see. I want to. How do I want to word this? Grow in my relationship with Jesus. I also want to strengthen. Why can I never spell strengthen? Is it NG or GN? Oh my gosh, you guys. Again, this is 1 o'clock in the morning talking. There we go. I can spell. Strengthen my faith. All right, strengthen my faith. And I also want to build biblical, there we go, literacy. Okay, so those are my literacy. I can spell. Okay, those are my motivations, my next steps. Now, at the beginning of the year, I set a goal for myself for the first quarter to read the entire Bible in 90 days. Now, I think that's an attainable goal in and of itself, but I sort of misjudged how much time I thought I would have for that project, and didn't end up having the time I thought I would. Couple that with the time that I did have or could have put toward that, I was just lazy. And so, two things that kept me from completing that goal. I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. Moving forward for the next quarter, I can decide whether or not I want to continue to read sort of at that pace and finish the rest of the Bible in the next 90-day period, or slow the reading down a little bit and pick up an actual study. Because I wasn't studying, I was just reading. So that is my next option, or my next set of options. I have to decide what I'm going to do. So I think I'm going to try a study. So I need to choose. I think I'm shaking. Ugh, man, my stand is shaking. Choose a book of the Bible. Man, I'm still shaking. You guys, I'm so sorry. Choose a book of the Bible to study. Hopefully I can fix the shaking in post. And I need to fill out my April prayer journal section. That's not how I wanted to word that, but that's what's going to be inked. Prayer journal section. Okay, so it's 1, 2. And then I also need to keep my prayer journal open. Keep journal open. Because when I close it and put it up, I forget about it. So I need to keep it open, like on my nightstand or my kitchen counter or something. Okay, those are the first two things. How will I celebrate once I achieve my goal? This isn't an achievement goal, so I don't fill that out. This is a streak tracker, which will help me track my progress throughout the quarter. So month 1, month 2, and month 3. So that's good. Okay, I'm just going to do one more because just time. I don't have time to go through all of this. Let's do pursue education. So let's see. Was that the next one? I do want to do this in order just because I'm particular like that. And since we put washi on that first one, we're going to go ahead and put washi on the second one. Get my tending tape. Just lay this lovely print down. And because I am sort of particular about color, this goal, there's something underneath that. Just need to get it out. This goal is this orange color. So I chose the citrus print for my tending tape. What do I need? Oh, here we go. My X-Acto knife. I'm just going to score that. Here we go. There we go. Alrighty then. Okay, pursue education. This is the next one in my list, so I'm going to do that. I actually am not a huge fan of how I worded this, but this is the best I could come up with because it's kind of, again, it's sort of broad or general in nature, but it's an educational self-development goal. So that's what I'm naming it. This is intellectual domain. It's also vocational in nature because some of the education has to do with my work. My motivations. I want to learn new skills. I also want to read intelligently. This is part of my educational pursuit. I'm currently reading a book called How to Read a Book, which is a guide to intelligent reading. Critically, this is also critical reading. I know this sounds really nerdy because it is. So that's something I really want to focus on next quarter. I read a lot, but most of it is on audio simply because I don't always make time to sit down with an actual book. So I do want to be better about that. And part of that sort of pursuit of self-development education is has to do with reading. So that's the best that I feel like I want to word this better, but this is what I've got. So I'm just going to run with it. This is an achievement goal. It's also a habit goal in a sense, but this is an achievement goal. So I'm going to list the first few activities that I want to do to reach my goal. So I need to write a second quarter TBR. So to be read list. I need to decide what I want to read during the next 3 months. I also need to choose, new classes to take. So I love taking classes online. This is the perfect time. Notice my segue. This is the perfect time to talk about today's sponsor, Skillshare.
Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. It is the perfect place to explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. And they have a plethora of topics that you can choose from, including illustration, graphic design, creative writing, marketing, productivity, entrepreneurship, and web development, just to name a few. And if you're a lifelong learner like I am, having so many different classes to choose from will make you feel like a kid in a candy store. Now, all of this is curated specifically for learning, which means that there are no ads and they're always launching new premium classes, so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity leads you. And it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription.
I have truly enjoyed using Skillshare over the past several months. The list of classes and workshops that I want to take continues to grow, and I honestly can't keep up with it. I find more than I actually have time to take because my time is limited. But it's kind of a fun problem to have because there's so many different options, and I just get excited to learn new things. So right now, I'm actually taking Copywriting Basics for Successful Sales by Jack Zerby. He's the instructor. And if you're not in writing or business or entrepreneurship or whatever, that might sound boring, but I have to tell you, as a creative online entrepreneur, that's a skill set that I need. And so it's been really, really helpful to get to sit in that class. I'm not done with it yet. I'm currently still taking it, but it's just been really great to have a great class to teach me this set of skills that I need for my business. So I highly recommend Skillshare. If you want to check it out, there's a link in the description box. You can click on it. And for the first 1,000 people to use that link, you get an opportunity to get a free trial to Skillshare Premium, which is a great deal. So I highly recommend you take advantage of that sooner rather than later because it's just such a great opportunity to learn new skills, especially if you're a creative. Shout out to Skillshare and thank you so much for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it. So I do need to choose which Skillshare classes I'm going to be taking this quarter. And then I also really need to And I need to schedule them. Schedule class time. I wasn't really great about that last quarter, so I don't think I took advantage. I shouldn't say I didn't manage that time as well as I probably could have. I need to schedule that time. Those are the first two things that I need to do. What reward will I give myself? How will I celebrate this? I'm not sure. I need to think about that. Let me think about that and get back to that. But for now, I have listed my motivations. I've listed my next steps for these two goals, and that is good for now. I'm going to leave it at that. This is just sort of how I'm using my Powersheets and my full focus planner in tandem. There's a bit more to it, and maybe I'll share more later in the quarter. But for now, that's what I've got going on. This is sort of my setup as I move forward into April, and this is where I'm going to end. You all, it's probably like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm tired. But I'm glad to get to sit down. I needed to do this anyway, so to get to sit down and share it with you has been good. I needed to do it, so no problem there. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I hope that this was not too rambly. If you want any more information about Powersheets and the Cultivate What Matters product line, you guys, they have so many to choose from. They're fantastic. I love their stuff. And they just released some new ones for the spring, so you want to check those out. Their website is linked in the description, as well as the website for Full Focus Planner. If you want to try the quarterly system, it's undated, so you can start it at any time. So highly recommend that. That is linked below, as well as a video where I flipped through an entire blank one, so you can see the entire setup. That is linked in the description box as well. I'm going to end this here. I have spoken enough for such a late hour. And I will talk to you all later in the next video. Thanks so much for watching again, and have a great rest of the day or the evening or whenever you're watching this. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.